So for this practice, as ease is the foundation for strength, we're going to begin in standing. You'll see that I've got a chair here. I have a TheraBand as well as a block. We're going to be moving from standing down to the floor, doing a little bit of plank, front plank and side plank, and a bit of downward dog. So we will be utilizing our wrists, elbows through the shoulder girdle. So if that is an area that is of limitation, I recommend going back to one of the easier sequences that you can explore and really help to improve the function there. So to come into the starting position, we're just going to begin in standing and start with some really easy shoulder rolls. So feeling the bottoms of your feet and moving your shoulders through your position here. So you're taking the shoulders up on an inhale, exhale back and down. Up on the inhale, exhale back and down. Up on the inhale, exhale back and down. And just notice how your blades are working and are moving, how your breath is, where your feet are, and overall how you're feeling through this day. All right, lovely. Now, let's start by bringing this band in too. So we've got the arms out and we're going to take the band wide. And take the band wide. So now sometimes what can happen is the shoulders can lift up to the ears. So it's not that I want you to set your shoulder blades down and hold them firm. It's more about noticing what it is that they do. So your arms are moving wide, your shoulder blades are not elevating, nor are they dropping down to your hips. Good. And then let that go. Okay, now from here, bring your hands palm down and move your elbows wide. Now the movement here is your arm bone in the shoulder socket, right? Palm is down to start with, and then you're going to take the palm up. So palm down, and then palm up. Palm down, and then palm up. Down, and up. So you're moving through that shoulder joint. And watch that your ribs are not poking out as you move. So down and down. There you go. And the exhale happens as the elbows move wide, so through that shoulder joint. So exhale, 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 exhale. So you can do that through your nose or through your mouth. There you go, good. And let that come down. Now notice what you feel. And start to move this arm in a circle, big circle. Followed by the other. Okay, now you're going to go big circle one way, big circle the other way. Big circle one way, and then big circle the other way. Big circle one way, big circle the other way. One way, the other way. One way, the other way. Good. Big circle, big circle. So one way, you can see there's a little bit of a twist. Now with my breathing, I'm just making sure that I breathe. You can bring in the breath into either phase of this movement. All right, lovely. Okay, now let's come to the chair. Bring one foot up onto the chair. We're going to now take a twist towards this leg. So your rib cage is moving relative to your pelvis. And this arm kind of just gently comes away from you, if that makes sense. So the rib cage is moving, your abdomen is driving that movement. Your obliques drive the movement. And just watch that your pelvis has stayed relatively quiet. And then coming on back, and then looking at it from the other side, and taking a rotation. Feeling the bottoms of your feet, center of the heel, ball of the foot, base of the pinky toe. And then come on back. All right, so now come down onto the chair, hands on the chair, coming back into a little bit of a dog with your hands on the chair. Feeling the palms of your hands, feeling the center of your heels, ball of the foot, base of the pinky toe. Really, really easy breathing. And feel one elbow start to bend and then straighten. Other elbow bend and straighten. So if you notice the shoulder blade, if I come closer here for you, your elbow's gonna bend and that shoulder blade's gonna move slightly along those ribs, like so, okay? So your hands are here, moving that elbow, so you're not dropping down and you're not rotating, although there might be a little bit of rotation that comes as a result. This is elbow and shoulder blade connection. And then other side, elbow and shoulder blade connection. And then one side and the other side. Be aware of your neck and your jaw. Lovely. Okay, now from here, come down onto your knees, and let's bring the elbows onto the chair. Hands come together and reach back slightly through those shoulders and the hips. And your head might reach the chair, it might not. Going back up into downward dog is also an option. So if this is not working, you could come up right back into this position. And if you want another experience, you can take your hands with the block between them and do the same thing. All right, lovely. And then come up and let the block go and let the chair go. And come into tabletop now. So from tabletop, take the toes under and just lift your knees ever so slightly. So just about an inch off the floor, and then bring those down again. Lift the knees off the floor and then bring them down. Lift them off the floor and bring them down. So notice that you went from 6 points, hands, knees, and feet, six points, and now you're taking it to 4 points. So to do that, you've needed to shift the load of your body from 6 to 4. So notice where you absorbed that load. Where did your body take it? And did you anticipate by contracting first and then lifting? Or could you feel the responsiveness of your body as it changed that load? Now play around with moving forward and back through your hips, your knees, and your shoulders. Good. Watch that the knees still stay at about an inch off. Don't let them rise way up. And drop the knees. Good. Now from here, let's take one foot back and the other foot back. So now you're into plank. and come up into downward dog, and come back into plank. Up to downward dog, and back to plank. To downward dog, and back to plank. Okay, now from here, let's move over onto side plank. Now when we're coming into side plank, the movement is around your shoulder joint. So let me just show you that. So I'm not shifting my pelvis over to one side. I'm taking my weight from being on both hands and feet, taking more of the load onto the hand I'm going to move onto, so my left hand in this case. The weight comes over and then I rotate around that shoulder joint as best as I can. So I'm trying not to shimmy my hips over first and then move, trying to keep my ribs and my pelvis connected. And coming back around. And then the other side. And then back. It's helpful if you can stay on your mat. Let's come over to the first side again. Over, whoop. If you want to raise that top arm, you can. And then over, and then over we go on the fourth side. And back. Okay, drop your knees for a sec. Take a bit of a breather. Come into some cat and cow, moving through your pelvis and your spine and back the other way. Moving through your spine and your pelvis and back the other way. Okay, lovely. Let's do that again. Toes come under, knees lift. Moving back and forward. Back and forward. Back and forward. Good. One foot comes back, other foot comes back. Now you're in plank. And then up to dog, and then back. Up to dog, and then back. Over to side plank. Arms come up. And then come back. And over to side plank. And then come back. Good job. And then drop your knees. Good. Back into cat and cow. And then from cat and cow, let's move on to our backs. You can grab your block if you'd like. Take a breather. Bring the block underneath your hips. Just rest your pelvis on the block. You can either use a mid-height or a low height. Just taking a short breather here and noticing how it is that you feel and what you feel between your abdomen, your legs, your arms. And then take the arms to the sky. Thumb tips are touching. And then bring the arms over your head. And then come back up. Arms over your head. And then back up. Arms over your head. And then back up. Now, untip your fingers, palms facing each other. Have your index finger and thumb tip touch on one hand and same onto the other hand. Bend your elbows a bit. And then imagine you're pulling a thread as you move your arms wide. Lovely. Good. Now from here, let's take the pelvis up, take the block away, and now into a bridge pose. So lifting through your hips and your legs, coming on up without the block. You can interlace your fingers if you'd like. Feel the 3 points of the feet on the floor. And then come on back down. And again, lifting that back up. And then coming back down. Now, you can play with this one as well. Coming back up into your bridge. Bringing the arms up. Maybe bringing those thumb tips together. Arms come over your head. And then back up. Just watch your back. If this is too much load through your arms, you can bring your arms back or place a block underneath your hips. It's totally up to you. It's not meant to be painful or strainful. Index finger and thumb tip touch. Bring the arms wide. Feel the 3 points in the bottom of your feet. Good. And then come back down and rest your hands on your belly. Bring your legs into butterfly now. Legs move wide and then come back in. Easy peasy. Legs come wide and then back in. Wide and then back in. Take one leg straight, the other leg up. Hold on to that knee, bring the leg across your body, and then take yourself into a twist. And then coming on back. And then other side. Knee towards your belly. And take yourself into a twist. And back up. Good. Now, being here, notice what it now feels like. Roll on over and come on up, grabbing hold of your block. And feeling yourself in a sitting position. Now, if this sitting position doesn't quite work, you can always come onto a chair a bit higher. But definitely sit up onto a block, because for most everybody, sitting on the floor, you will be a lot more rounded than you need to be. Bringing the palms together, take the middle finger and place it under your chin. And let's take you into a bit of a twist. Pelvis is quiet. You're only moving as far as your abdomen can take you around. One more time to the first side. And the second side. And roll your shoulders. Shoulders up, blades back, and then down. Shoulders up, blades back, and then down. Bringing the hands over, raising the arm up, if it makes sense, into your side bend. And then coming on back and other side. And back on up. Feel yourself in sitting here. Feel your breath. Feel your pelvis. Feel your pelvic floor and your rib cage. and finish up with the breathing, connecting. How has your level of awareness risen through this practice in terms of how you are connecting with your body and your body is connecting with you? And bringing your hands together, breathing in with ease. And with gratitude, you have a great rest of your day, and allow this energy to go with you in whatever it is that you do. We'll see you next time.